And yet another wonderful day here in Astoria, Oregon. On this episode of What Do You Want to Cook, I've invited a good friend that I've realized now that we've known for about 18 years, Lori Wilson Honl, who has spent, I'll let her tell you, the last 30 years in the same working with the Head Start program.
Yes,
How are you?
good.
Thank
Good
you
to
for
be
coming.
Here. I'm excited to be here. Thank
Excellent.
you. It's an honor. I appreciate it.
Excellent. Tell me about so you spent how long so you've worked for,
I started when I was in preschool.
when you were in preschool?
No,
Okay,
yeah, that's how I've managed.
I started this business when I was like 7. That's why I've been 25 years. I'm only, what is that, 32 years old or something like that. So you've been with Head Start for how long?
Almost 30 years. I'm very close to my 30-year mark, which, as we were talking, I realized is half of the length of time that Head Start has been around, since it's just celebrated its 60th birthday. So
that's amazing. I feel like I didn't really think about this, but you might be one of the bravest people I know. I mean, you get up every day and you work with 3 to 5-year-old children.
Yes.
What is that like? I mean, are you
18 of them usually in the classroom? Yep. So it's.
What is that like? What gets you up in the morning to go and do this?
Well, honestly, the kids and the families. I mean, I feel like they help me continue to have a sense of wonder about the world. When you see the world through the eyes of a child.
Right.
If you're 3 or you're 4, everything is amazing and new and fabulous. And I love getting to rediscover things that I take for granted.
Right.
Like you take for granted things that children see, a flower or a blade of grass or something in there, and it's astounding and it's amazing to them, and I get to see that again. So it keeps me young. It keeps me just, I feel like, a little bit more vibrant when I've been with them. And I don't know. Sometimes this sounds terrible, but sometimes like when you come in and you're the teacher, and they call me Teacher Lori, and I'll come into the room and they'll be like, Teacher Lori, oh, and then I feel a little bit like a rock star.
Oh, so that's excellent.
The theater person in me who enjoys having a little bit of attention loves the fact that they all think I'm fabulous, so that helps too.
You sign autographs?
I can. I actually am very impressive because I know how to spell my name.
Oh,
so
that's a good place to start.
Yes, so they're very excited about that. So I just, and the families that I get to work with. And one of the things when I first started, I always said, okay, I'm planting seeds. I'm not going to see the fruit of my labor. They're going to move on and go out into the world, and I will never see that. At that time, I didn't realize I'd still be here 30 years later, and now I do get to see some of it. So I get to see some of my students who I taught when they were 3 and 4, 5 years old, now graduating high school, going off to college.
That's awesome, right?
Yeah, I got to work with the Upward Bound program one summer, and there were 3. They bring in high school students who are graduating and who have gone on to college, and they bring them in to talk to the high school students, and 3 of the 6-person panel were students that I had taught at Head Start, and I just felt like this is amazing.
Right? It's amazing seeing full circle, right? And now they're going off and utilizing these other programs to give themselves an additional boost as they head into their adulthood.
Yeah, it was
post high school education,
absolutely.
That's super rad.
And I've had families come back and tell me that I've made a difference for them, or stop me in the Fred Meyer's and be like, "Hi."
You're getting all the feels.
Yeah, so that really helps me keep going, because
I bet
there are definitely hard things that we face in the field of education. Many people value the field of education. Many people value teachers, but not everybody. Right? And so we know that there are some folks that don't see the same amount of value, and who sometimes denigrate teachers, or so that can be hard. But like I said, the kids and the families keep me coming back year after year.
That's super important. And for those of you that don't know, Head Start is a government-funded program that helps to have that early childhood education from 3 to 5 years old, before preschool, before kindergarten, to give these kids a head start. It's the most wonderful thing. We're going to talk a little bit more about that in a couple of minutes.
Yes.
But I have a question for you.
Yes.
What do you want to cook?
Okay. So, you know, I love chocolate. And I wanted to do something healthy. So I loved your idea. Like we were talking and you said, like, how about fruit dipped in chocolate? So we've got the healthy thing going with the fruit, which the teacher part of me is very excited about.
Yeah.
And the chocolate part that I'm really excited about too. So we're gonna do chocolate dipped strawberries and other fruits.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to it. And you told me there were gonna be things about like tempering, which I don't know what that is. So you're gonna teach me.
We're gonna get into that.
All right.
So in this episode of What Do You Want to Cook, it's gonna be what do you want to dip in chocolate?
Yes.
That's a wonderful idea.
Pretty much everything, right?
My name is Chris Honl. For the past 25 years, I've had the privilege of calling Astoria, Oregon home. It's a place that's authentically reinventing itself and bringing about new life. And it's all happening through the incredible people that live here. They're making a difference, one meaningful act at a time. And that's not just an Astoria story, is it? It's a common thread intertwined through every thriving community around the world. Whether it's a small town or a big city, it's powered by its people. Folks dedicated to putting good out into the world. Now, What Do You Want to Cook? We're bringing these stories right into my kitchen. This show is about connecting with the heart of the community, no matter where you are. We'll cook dishes that tell a story. We'll explore how these guests are making a difference. And we'll discover together why these moments of connection are so vital in today's world. It's a cooking show, a talk show, and a celebration of good people. So, what do you want to cook? And what stories do you want to tell? All right, awesome. Next, we have, check it out. Okay. Here's what I did. So I went to, as you do, I went to the co-op.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
You know, and once
some of the
again,
best produce.
I can't talk enough about how great having a co-op here is in Astoria.
Yes.
If you are looking to find out, for me as a chef, I go there for inspiration. I just wander around. I want to come up with a menu. What is in season right now? And what that is, it's right there at the Astoria Co-op and other co-ops nationwide.
Right. And I go there to find healthy options, but also I really appreciate the fact that, so in Head Start, we work with low-income families.
Yeah.
And many of those families are challenged to make healthy meals because to afford them. And our co-op has an amazing program with the food stamps. You know about that, right?
I do.
I
have my friend Pat Kent is coming on the show. He's the operations manager at the co-op, and we're going to talk about exactly that.
Awesome. That's fabulous.
Okay, we're going to do just a little bit of prep. So we're going to do a little prep, then we're going to get the chocolate going. Now, to make this, the idea was that we're going to make something that kids would like, but it's also healthy.
Yes.
Right?
And that they could participate in, because as we know, the more the children are participating in preparing the meal, the more likely they are to eat it.
That is exactly right. We're going to dip, I don't know, I haven't actually dipped a kiwi before.
I haven't either.
So can you hand me that right there? So I thought, to justify taking healthy fruit and dunking it in chocolate, we're using dark chocolate, right? So to be considered kind of on the healthier end and have all the health benefits of antioxidants, et cetera, with chocolate, a 70% cacao is kind of where you want to start. It does start to get a little bitter, but I think, and I actually haven't actually done this. We're going to find out together. It's going to be fun. The sweetness of the fruit, it should be actually probably pretty awesome.
Okay, I'm excited.
Okay, so I went ahead, because I wanted them to dry a little bit, I went ahead and actually washed the strawberries off already.
Okay.
Washed this. I didn't wash the banana.
Well,
because that would be, is this a dad joke? Right? You get, okay. I didn't wash the banana because we're just going to open it up, right?
All right.
Kiwis, though, we need to cut. Are you comfortable cutting kiwis, or do you want me to show you? Yeah.
So I could probably cut it, but I don't know if I'm doing it the right way.
So I got to put my I got to put my glasses up when I get zoomed in here.
All right.
So I usually cut the ends off.
Okay.
Okay. Some people, you can eat the whole thing.
I know some people do like the fuzzy part. I will be honest, I don't care for the fuzzy
Right.
part.
But some people eat it just like an apple.
Yeah.
So we're just going to take the tip. So we're trying to be a little more precise, where we're trying to maintain the bulk of the flesh without
having me like cut half the kiwi
yeah, we don't
away.
want to. We want to use as much of this kiwi as we can. So to do that, I'm using a paring knife, and I'm using that portion of the knife, right?
Okay.
So you kind of a little more precision towards the tip, right?
Okay.
If I want to cut it thicker, or maybe I'm peeling, I don't know, even like, well, watermelon would be a little big for this, but let's say an orange, I might go a little closer to here. But we're being a little more precise. We're going to go here.
Okay, so that's so interesting. I don't know why I thought that it would be the other way around. So, okay. Cool.
All right, so we're just going to peel this guy. I was thinking that it might be easier to eat these kiwis dunked in chocolate if we just do like, kind of like,
quarter them, or?
maybe, I think so.
Okay.
I don't know. This is new to me. We're just going for it. Okay, so let's quarter
fruit
it.
And chocolate, whatever, we can't go wrong.
We'll quarter it. I have my friend next door at the restaurant, the Italian place next door. She said, feel free to stop by with any leftovers, right? So if we don't smash these, then we'll throw her a little something.
I don't know if there's going to be very much
We'll see how it goes.
We'll see.
We'll see how it goes. Do you want to do this one? Or you want me to go ahead and
do you want me to trust? You want to trust? I can
try
it.
It's pretty sharp. So
okay.
These knives come courtesy of our friends at Steelport Knives out of Portland, Oregon, right on Sandy Boulevard. These knives,
Okay.
These knives are 100% sourced U.S. steel, carbon steel, and they're of like an heirloom quality. So these will last for like 100 years, just like your cast iron.
And I know it's supposed to be better to have your knife sharper, but I always get a little nervous about that. But this is actually working. Awesome.
You're killing it.
So, obviously, if you were doing this with young children,
you may want to do the cutting, or
you can use plastic knives.
You could use plastic.
I mean, we've done bananas, strawberries. They work with the plastic knives very easily.
Right. Yeah, all good. Yeah, that's at one point we taught kids cooking classes back in the day. As part of an after-school program.
Oh, I love that.
So the kids would arrive. We had a restaurant, I don't know, 4 restaurants ago, that we had opened back in like year 2000 or whatever. Anyway, we weren't using it as a restaurant anymore, but we just kept it for kind of a experimental space, playground. So we started we didn't start, but we did an after-school program where we'd have elementary school kids would come in.
So I knew you had the Job Corps students. I didn't realize you did the elementary school students.
It was years ago though. This is like back in probably like, I don't know, 2003.
Is that when you were still in the little?
We had the little tiny place.
Yes.
No, and we had the big restaurant.
Okay.
But we still had the little tiny place. It just, unfortunately, it's small. It needs to be owner operated. And once you have a full staff in there, you can't afford to, it won't work out anymore. All right, let's get rid of this.
I left a little bit on there. Sorry.
Uh-oh. Jeez, Lori.
Fix that.
Jeez. There it is.
The
I got it.
magic of television.
Nothing to worry about. Yeah, right? Nothing to worry about. All right, let's do an apple.
Okay. Apple or chocolate, of course.
I think let's go like maybe 6.
Okay.
We'll go like 6 slices.
See, now, do you take the core out?
Just like, that's how I'm doing that.
Okay.
Instead of using a corer.
Okay.
A corer.
That works. Excellent. Okay.
Yeah, we'll just pop that out.
Love it.
Yeah. So anyway, we had these kids. They would come by. They would come on a school bus. I did have one caveat though, because I'm not a teacher, nor for me. I was like, look, I want to spend time and do this, but I also don't want to discipline and I want to teach them stuff. So if you could have someone just kind of make sure we stay on track.
Come and help us.
That would be awesome.
Yes.
And so they would come once a week for 6 weeks.
Oh.
And we went through all the elementary schools. At the time, they've changed it now, obviously, you know, but there was 3 different schools. And they would come on a little bus. We'd spend an afternoon together. And then the best part, though, is their parents were required to pick them up.
Did they get to eat what they made?
And they got to eat dinner. So
love that.
Super cool, right? So you have this opportunity where the kids are learning something. They're learning some skills. They're giving it an activity.
Yeah.
And then their parents show up they serve their parents, and they all sit down and eat together.
Which
and
is so
it could
important.
possibly, I mean, it might be the one day a week that it happens for some, right?
Right.
And anyway, it's pretty awesome.
Families are so busy. And,
they're so busy.
But it is such an important time to sit around and share a meal together.
Yeah,
and
100%.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
Okay.
I was thinking.
I think I can handle banana.
Why don't we go?
Oh wait, you're gonna do something fancy.
No, just I'm gonna do one cut. You do the rest. Okay.
No, you tell me.
So
are we doing like a diagonal?
I'm gonna eat that one.
Like a diagonal.
Yeah, so that we can get, because we want to be able to pick this fruit up without putting our fingers on the chocolate. So long enough, we're gonna dunk half of it in there. So
like this way?
Yeah, probably all right.
Like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
Oh, see, these are the chef things that I would never even think about.
Doing all the chefy things?
Yeah, I love all those kind of, like you were talking about tempering, which I don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay.
This is I'm not going to eat too much banana. This is part of my morning diet. That's perfect.
Okay.
I always
I'm going to get rid of that little
a banana
part.
every
I don't
day.
like that part.
It's
I
good
don't want
for
that
you.
in there.
There. Okay, cool.
Okay.
All right. So these are on here. Now, I'm just going to, would you like one of these?
Sure.
Okay, so okay, so here's what we got.
Okay, we have
Boom.
apple.
I'll probably just eat
Do we
the rest
take
of that
any
later.
of that green off the
No,
strawberry?
because we're going to pick it up to eat it with that.
Okay.
Right? And it'll be really helpful when we go and dunk it.
Okay.
And it looks good when it's finished.
Okay.
All right, so this is what we got.
We have strawberries and apple and banana and kiwi.
Right?
Love it.
We're going to take it we'll plug this in the video.
Yeah, I think it looks good.
All right. I'll have one more.
Okay.
Okay, so chocolate. Here's the deal. You don't want to just put. Now, some people say, or they claim, and I'm sure it's fine. And they just, what I like to call Chef Mike the chocolate. Put it in a bowl and microwave
it.
Which, if that works for you, that's totally fine. Here's the thing that we don't. So we talked about tempering chocolate, right?
Right.
After you fully melt the chocolate, you want to take a couple of chips aside and fold them back in, and it'll bring the temperature back down slowly. It'll melt those remaining chips, bring the temperature. So what happens when you don't temper chocolate? Have you ever seen chocolate that, like, I don't know, maybe it melted in the sun, and then it hardened again? It's kind of gray.
Gray, yeah.
That is
like
untempered
in my car,
chocolate.
yes.
Yeah. So that's what can happen, actually.
Oh.
So we're not overly concerned about it. We're going to just eat this food. But just for a little cooking tip.
No, that's good.
If you melt your chocolate entirely and then fold a couple of chips back in, it'll
Now, when you say
temper,
a couple, like a third?
No, not even. Just maybe a 10%.
Okay.
Okay. So in here I have
water.
Okay, so we're going to do the double boiler method. All right.
Okay.
So it's going to melt the chocolate a little slower. You wouldn't want to put chocolate in here to melt just directly on a flame in a pan.
Okay, so I wouldn't just put the.
That's when it will totally turn gray later.
Okay.
All right. So we got water going. We're going to put a bowl in here.
Okay.
And we're going to
made our own double boiler.
Then we're going to put the chocolate in the bowl.
Okay.
Sound good?
Keep out some.
And just keep a few.
Okay. So I'm just going to, and do you have to wait for it to be a certain temperature?
No, it'll be fine.
Okay.
Yep. That will be fine.
All right, so this is how many I left in there. Is that
maybe put a little more, just a little less, yeah. All right,
I'm learning all these things.
That should do it.
Okay.
All right.
And then do we just eat some over here?
You know what? There's no, I don't really have any rules here. You're welcome to, you could eat a strawberry, slice apple, chocolate.
I just need to tell you what I think of these chocolate chips.
Do what you want. Okay. So Lori, you spent 30 years, while this is melting, we'll have a chat. You spent 30 years.
Yeah. Teaching. Well, so I want to just tell you a little bit. So you mentioned Head Start, 3, 4, and 5. That's predominantly when we think of Head Start. But there's also Head Start programs, and ours is one of them that is now expanding to be birth to 5. So we are working with new moms and families with young ones. We're going to be looking at opening a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old room. So there's what they call early Head Start. Our program is similar to that. It's going to encompass anywhere from birth to 5 years old, pre-kindergarten.
And this isn't considered, I just got to ask the question.
Yeah.
it's not considered child care.
No. And that's so I appreciate that. And I admire folks who do childcare. I think it's vital, and it's so underfunded in our country and hard to come by, especially like in a small town like this. But no, this is very specifically, like, we have very specific requirements that we have to meet. There's very specific educational requirements that we are required by. So we're both state and federally funded. So we get lots of information about what we need to do in order to best support children's growth and learning.
Okay.
We also work with the whole family. And that's something that's different than a lot of other preschools. We do home visits. So I go into the home and I work with the parent and child together. And we work on educational goals. We work on family goals. We have family service workers in our Head Start that work specifically with the parents and families on the family's goals, like the parents' goals. And it could be anything from, maybe they want to return to school, or maybe they're trying to get their driver's license, or whatever it might be. So they help support them and help them navigate moving forward with their goals. And that's one of the things that I think has held me in this space, which is different than a lot of public schools, although some of the public schools are now being informed by the Head Start philosophy of working with the whole child and the whole family.
Right.
And so providing some of that social service support, some of the family support, working with the whole child. We make sure that the children have had a medical well child. We make sure we screen their vision and their hearing. We even do a nutrition assessment on every child. So we're trying to really look at the whole child. And a big emphasis that we have is the social emotional learning that's so important at that young age. Sorry, I could keep going and going. And
yeah, keep going. Here, check.
All right.
No, have a look. Okay, so it's melting. Okay. So
do I need to stir it a little bit?
Hold and make sure that it doesn't hang close to the...
to the flames.
There you go.
That would be good. That would be really bad if I caught that on fire.
Don't catch it on fire.
Yes.
Not good.
Okay.
Okay. So just kind of, just kind of keep...
Just swirl it around.
Swirl it around. Yep. We're getting close.
And how often should you stir this? Should you be stirring it all the time, like continually?
Not necessarily, because you're using a double boiler and you're not having it directly on a flame. You wouldn't want to leave that unattended, though. I wouldn't go walk the dog or anything and come back later.
Be like me with my ADD and just wander off.
Yeah, right.
No, I'm going to stay here and watch this chocolate.
There we go.
Okay.
Okay, so we can let that sit just a little bit.
It's starting to
It's getting
melt.
pretty close.
All right. Exciting.
So Head Start, I wish you could, and I'm sure there's outcomes being measured, right?
Oh my goodness.
But because
so many studies have been done.
How do I dig into that, right? What demographic, who qualifies to be part of Head Start? Can we start with that?
Yeah, so, and just a little background, there are, Head Start has national standards that they have to meet. Okay. And then there are state-funded Head Starts as well, and there's combination programs. Those Head Start agencies, anyone who wants to create or implement a Head Start agency would then sort of put in to receive that grant funding. So that grant funding, our local one is through a community action team. So it's through a community action organization. But there are different ones throughout the nation. Some are run by school districts, or some are run by other community action teams, that sort of thing. And so if they put themselves out there and say, okay, we're going to put this together, we're going to have a Head Start program.
I got this.
Okay, thank you. I start talking.
No, we're close. No, you're all good.
And so you have to meet income guidelines. So it's primarily for low-income families. Okay. But we also look at the needs. So those families who are at risk would have a higher likelihood of being accepted in the program, especially when there's a waiting list. Right. So often I've worked with families who there's been domestic violence, or who there may be some substance abuse issues in the family. Children who are on IFSPs or IEPs, those are children with special needs. Sure. They also have a sort of higher criteria to be able to get into the program. particularly if there's a waiting list. And so we try and serve those families who are most at need and most at risk, and bring them in and helps provide service. And what's really fun is because we do work now with younger. Some of my children I've had for 2 years, so they might start as a 3-year-old and be my classroom's 3, and then come back the next year as a 4-year-old before they go on to kindergarten. So we can really make some progress with families like that who we're serving for more than 1 year.
That's
yeah.
Good for you. That is good for you. Yeah.
It is definitely a labor of love at times. Okay.
So here's what we're going to do is we're going to keep this on the hot water.
Okay. So it doesn't
you're going to stir the rest of these chips in.
Okay. So
yeah, use a towel. It's warm.
All right. Oh yeah, they're totally melted now.
Okay. You're going to kind of stir those in.
Okay. And now this tempers, that means it's changing the temperature of the chocolate in this bowl. Is that what I'm understanding?
It is decreasing the temperature of the melted chocolate while increasing the temperature of the unmelted chocolate simultaneously.
Okay.
This equals it out, and it will keep it from what's called blooming.
And that's the gray. Is that
where it can become gray?
Yes. Okay. Yep. So this will still look beautiful, although it may not last long enough. But
All right. I'm going to put this right here.
Okay.
We are going to have a little, I don't know.
And it's wish you had smell-o-vision.
We're going to have it, just for funsies. I just need to just.
Yes. It smells really good.
And it's got like a slight bitter.
It does. I tried one of the chips.
It's super nice. I think it's going to be really, really good with this. So.
Okay. I'm trying to get a little bit.
Since we're eating this ourselves, we're just going to carry on.
Sorry.
All good.
Yeah.
Okay, so check it out.
Don't do that.
Strawberry. So we're going to dip these, all right?
Okay.
Strawberries are probably the easiest thing. You don't want to get too much of a grip on it. Basically, you want to just do part of it, okay? Like that. Okay?
Oh, see, that's so different than what I would have done.
Okay.
I would have been
like, set it on here. Let me do an apple.
All right.
And then we're gonna.
But I get it. So now your hands won't get all messy.
So let's tilt that so we get a little more. Right.
Okay. I get it.
Just some. Like we don't need to fully cover it. I know you know. Whatever's left, we can drizzle it over the top or whatever.
Because I'm like, what? No, but yours looks beautiful.
So while we're doing this stuff, you can multitask, right?
I can multitask.
I'm assuming you're.
I have to quite often.
Teach young people.
Yes.
So what is like a measurable? I don't know how do I say this? Do you have?
Yes.
Okay, let's say someone in this demographic that qualifies for Head Start, if they do not decide, because nobody's making them do anything.
No,
So if they decide that they don't want to take advantage of this program or whatever, right? What's the difference in the outcome of that person that child becomes?
So there have been studies, longitudinal studies performed. So one of the things sometimes people get hung up on because they see a very direct I
don't know what I'm talking about. So just,
no. Well, when people critics, and rightly so, we want to analyze and look at what we're doing. Yeah, it kind of fell apart.
Okay, I'm on a new plan.
All right. So the longitudinal studies have shown that yes, there is an increase in skill and ability and success in kindergarten, and that it starts to fade by 3rd grade.
Okay.
And that's and you get a lot of feedback like, well, it's not that worth all this because it starts to fade by 3rd grade. But there are longer term studies that show that students who have attended Head Start are less likely to end up in prison.
Okay.
They are less likely to drop out of high school, and they're more likely to complete high school or a trade school and go on to college. So there are increase in many years down the road from being in Head Start, and I think that's pretty amazing. And I attribute some of that to some of the changes in the education they receive, but I think a lot of that is the parental involvement that we encourage. So we have parent groups where the parents come and participate in helping plan things for the program, for the center, but
Super
also like
important,
they
right?
are helping vet, like they have to approve anyone that's hired in our program. The parent group,
Parents.
yes, the parent group helps approve anyone that's hired. Like they go through this staff and the people who are trained, they come in and they look at the resumes and they do all the interviews and everything. But before those people are brought on board permanently, they have to be approved by our policy council, who are run by from parents in our program from all our different centers. So they also look at like job descriptions. They also look at like creating our program. That's one of the things that happened for us. We have some of our classrooms are what we call full day. They're a 6-hour day. And we have a couple that are still at a 3.5 or 4-hour day. And the reason for that is because there were parents that said, you know what, there are some of these younger children, these 3-year-olds that are coming in, they cannot handle a 6-hour day.
Okay.
This is too much for them because it's school.
It becomes counterproductive anyway at that point, right?
Yes. And what we want is to instill this love of learning and so that this continues with them as they go out into, public education or wherever.
So if that means that to foster that, they just go to a half day instead of a full day.
And that meets their needs best.
Right. It meets their needs.
Exactly. And that's what we're trying to do, and we're able to do because we are, each program is so. Okay, I'm going to do with the strawberry though.
I'm taking all the fun.
I'm going to do the
kiwi might require like a little tongue. Anyway.
Okay.
So
So because we're able to individualize within our programs so much, you do see the different areas represented for what the community needs.
Okay.
And that's one of the things that we try and do is really be responsive to our community and be part of our community. So to kind of get out into the community is also important for Head Start for us. So
I have a question, and I'm really not trying to dig into politics,
which
if you will.
I know, and it's hard, right? Because there's so much of the.
Yeah, I'm a little
what's
confused
right
when you see a headline like back in March that the current administration has decided that they're going to take away funding and close offices for Head Start around the country. Like,
right?
What? Tell me about that. It seems to be confusing, right?
And it is confusing. It's even confusing for us who are in Head Start
mystery,
to know what's
first
happening.
of all, like, why did they decide that? And then it's a bit of a mystery, like, okay, well, now they've backed off of that.
Right.
But so where are we at from your knowledge?
So if we backtrack, you're saying back in March, there was a lot of information that came out that said, hey, they're looking at. There was some talk about defunding Head Start, and that was really scary for me and for all the families. And when we heard that, one of the things that happened was folks, sort of grassroots folks, people who attended Head Start, families who are part of Head Start, people who worked with it, who knew the value of this program, came out and were very vocal about let's please consider saving this very essential program. It's made a huge difference for so many children and families over the last 60 years. And it seems like folks listened because
excuse me 1 second.
Yes.
I'm going to sneak right by you.
Okay.
I'm going to put this in the fridge for a few minutes. It'll set the chocolate a little faster.
Oh, so we can eat it.
And we're going to pull it out. Put it on a plate, make it look fancy, and then we'll eat it. All right, carry on. Sorry, where were you? I apologize.
No. So there was some talk about perhaps defunding or whatever, and so it seems like at least right now that is no longer the case. It's not confirmed yet, but it seems like that funding has been saved at its current levels. No increases or anything, but at its current level. But there were some changes. So there. Like our regional offices, there were, they've been cut in half. So they were already, like our local region was Oregon, Washington, Idaho, Alaska. And now that regional office was closed with unfortunately no notice. And so the regional office, those states have sort of been combined. So they're required to cover more territory and support the programs in a broader range. And so there's a lot of like figure out how to do that still.
Okay.
Right. That's still something that folks are trying to figure out how that's going to work. Luckily, it seems like our local program is safe at this time, and we're moving forward as if it's all working out, and we're still serving and recruiting families. So that's really fabulous. But it was a little, and it is a little bit worrying at times.
It's unnerving. I mean, think about like we just talked about. Like there's valid data. There's valid information coming from you're well aware of on the ground, someone that works with kids every day, works with their families for the last 30 years, and then all of a sudden, someone at a fancy desk in a fancy house decides without proper information, like, oh, let's just, that's got a line item, let's just get rid of that, right?
And and I hope that it wasn't that arbitrary. I hope that there was some thought behind it, but when it's not explained and you can, and I personally have seen the changes and the difference that Head Start has made, it does make it really hard for me to be okay with people saying, well, we're just going to get rid of it and just be this sort of arbitrary decision. I mean, I know we had talked, and I mentioned to you, my sister works for Job Corps, and they are facing kind of what we thought we were facing, except even more so. Like, it seems like, at least at this moment, that Head Start has been quote unquote saved, at least in this current, hopefully this upcoming budget. But at Job Corps, we don't know. I mean, there's been a pause and another pause and another pause.
Job Corps is like, I mean, with Job Corps is awesome, and
so important.
I've had a chance to mentor. I've had a lot of students work in my restaurants, and to me, the best part to me is it makes me, honestly, it sounds selfish, but it makes me a better chef. It makes my staff better cooks. When you can teach people, you're just, it makes you better. It's just, it's enlightenment.
Would you say that? Because one of the reasons why I used to teach parenting classes, for 20 years I taught parenting classes. And one of the things that I had that same selfish, like, it's making me a better parent. When I have to teach other people to be, to think about.
I think your daughter turned out fine.
Yeah, I'm lucky. I'm very lucky.
You are very lucky.
Yes. As are you, because your daughter's
absolute
fabulous.
Sweethearts. All going same school.
Yeah.
Yep. The
going off to
University of Oregon.
Yeah, it's going to be ducks.
Exciting stuff. So, okay, so Lori, so what's your, what are you doing like your off time? Like, what's your jam?
When teacher Lori
when you're not teacher Lori, which Lori do you morph into?
The other thing I do, so I also teach Kids Make Theater with the Liberty.
It's funny you should say that.
So, which I love doing. And in fact, that's where I was today before I came here. I was over teaching a Kids Make Theater class. So I do that sort of like a little part-time during the school year. And then during the summer, because, I'm a preschool teacher, so I'm not in it for the money. Let's just say that. So I have another job, and that's with Kids Make Theater. And so I love doing that. Yeah. And my other job is working with Sundial, doing tours of our local area.
Which is probably super fun, right?
It is very fun.
It's something totally different.
I get to meet it's totally different. And
Teacher Lori comes out with her history lessons.
And on my spare time, I like to do theater myself. So, like, I love teaching the Kids Make Theater, but I also love doing theater. So I like to do local community theater.
Yeah.
So
that's super fun. Good for you. Yeah, it's always good to have honestly, I wish I had more of this is going to be my new outlet.
I love it. I love it. I'm so excited for this because, and also the fact that when you were talking about your mission about sort of honoring community and talking to different people within the community and how we are all so interconnected, right? Particularly in this small town, but also just like, it's so important on this level to have these human connections, because we're talking about, like you were saying, like, oh, how does it feel when somebody who doesn't know you is making these decisions that's going to impact your life, but also the lives of all these people that you care about. That's hard, but when you have these connections at this level, this human connection within the community, I think that is where we can have change and continue to grow and build.
I like to think as well, we are so privileged to live here.
Yes.
In a place like this. Like I want to share with a global audience what the people here are doing. Like I want people to learn from us, right? So this show, What Do You Want to Cook, is partly about teaching other people, or at least inspiring other people, or sharing with them stories of what things are happening here. And we're not, this will become something bigger, but we have so many stories to offer that I think people can be inspired by.
And that's, so when we talk about at Kids Make Theater, we talk about that theater is sharing stories.
Yeah.
And that so much of connection is sharing your story. So this is, to me, it's like this is a way to inspire by sharing individual stories.
It's awesome. Here, reach down there.
All right.
Let's see where we're at.
Okay. How do you know?
Oh, we're good.
When
Let's
it's
eat
good?
it. Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so we got to make it a little bit fancy though. So
all right. Yes, that's the chef thing.
Let's use a fancy plate.
Okay, love it.
And let's make a fancy.
And you put it on the wax paper, so it'll come off.
Yep. Let's do like.
Can I put one in?
Yeah, 100%.
Where's it? Right there.
There you go. That looks great. Now let's do a couple of apples.
I'll do one that you did.
Yep.
And then when I'm gonna do one that I did.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
so you you fancy it up. You're doing a good job.
I know. I just like mine looks very different.
You're doing
I don't know how to.
Chocolate fruit. I don't know what.
That way.
Oh, there. Looks great. Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
I don't know what.
The kiwi will be interesting.
It will be. I don't know what to expect.
I don't
this
either.
Is
but you know what? That's the cool thing, right?
This is the cool
like
thing.
We explore and learn.
I think it's fun how I'm really looking forward to as this thing we're doing progresses to see what people
what their take on it is.
Yeah, or what people come up with. Like what do you want to cook? Right. That's
right.
That's it. Right. I have a couple of really interesting things coming up. So I look forward to seeing what the outcome is.
Well, me too. I'm curious what other people wanted to make.
Hopefully we meet expectations.
So I'm just doing it in rules of three, like comedy, the rule of three.
Rule of three is good.
So we've got that going on here.
There we go. Fancy it up. All right, look at that.
Love it.
Boom. Here you go. Hold that up real quick.
Okay.
There you go. Let's.
It looks so
This
fabulous.
is our side shot. Look at that. Yay. Well done.
Love it. Okay. You got all the pictures before we ate it, right?
Right. So let's have let's get after it. I have to admit that the first couple of episodes that I made, we didn't actually eat on cameras. This is my primary objective right now. Is to eat this to see what the reaction
because
is.
I'm sorry, but
so
if
go
you
ahead.
told me that I didn't get to eat this,
I know.
I would be very sad.
We ate. We just didn't eat on camera. Anyway, whatever.
Okay.
Mistake. Whatever.
Right.
Live and learn.
No, I'm gonna
YouTube
go after.
thing's new to me.
I'm going after a strawberry.
Do it.
Okay. Now, one thing that I do know sometimes when you're eating the strawberries is the chocolate will crack and break.
This one still needs to set a little bit, but
so it won't do that then.
Let's pretend that it's already set.
All right, because I can't.
It probably won't crack. Yeah.
Okay. I'm just going to pretend I'm going to channel my inner 4-year-old.
There you go.
And I am not able to wait any longer.
You can't wait. You've run out of patience.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Mm.
Mm.
Is it good?
Kiwi. It might be my new jam.
Really? This is awesome.
Like it.
I mean, we know, right? Strawberries. These are good strawberries in Oregon. Mm.
So, folks, if you're enjoying what we're doing here on What Do You Want to Cook?
Oh, I know. Sorry.
Please hit the subscribe button. Check out the future episodes. We have a lot of great stories to come. Some interesting things to cook. Lori Wilson Honl, Head Start teacher.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, and thanks for all that you do out there in the world.
Thank you. I am really excited about your new adventure. I can't wait. I'm going to be watching.
Thank you very much. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time on What Do You Want to Cook?
I like the chocolate.